Hey guys, welcome to the Ramsey Paul Show. I go over the top 5 news items of the day. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. I am ready. I'm feeling better. I'm going to kick ass. So thank you for being here. Be sure to like and subscribe. A lot of stuff going on. I want to cover all of the topics. But before I get started, I want to thank you for Dennis. Dennis sent me a thank you card right here. Isn't that nice? And a check in it at the P.O. Box. So thank you very much for that. And if you want to write me, I'm at Paul Ramsey, P.O. Box 8093, Fayetteville, Arkansas, 72703. And you can also, there's in my description a power chat. You can send tips if you want. So thank you guys all for being here. God, everything's just been crazy, it seems like, since I've been gone. The Nick Fuentes stuff, Ukraine. I where do I begin? Where do I begin? I was going to begin with Ukraine, but I think I'll discuss this Fuentes stuff. And I like this meme, that shoe on the head. I don't know much about her, but I follow her. I like her outfit. She's on the FBI thing. I don't know. It's whatever. And she said, I am now a single issue voter. And that single issue is did not touch that wall. Damn right. That's where I am now. And this kind of ties into the Fuentes thing. I am so fucking tired of kissing Israel's ass. So tired of it. And it's like, oh, you don't want to kiss Israel's ass? You're a Jew hater. Oh, it's going to be another Holocaust. Oh, we got to shut it down. Ah, fuck you. Fuck you. I am tired of that. I have no problems against the Jewish people, but I don't want to have to pay for your fucking ethno state. I don't want your fucking ethno state controlling my politicians. Why can't I have a politician in Arkansas like Tom Cotton that gives a shit about people in Arkansas? He doesn't give a fuck about us. All he cares about is Israel, because they pay him off. And he's got that weird Christian Zionist heresy that, oh, they're a special people. They don't need the saving grace of Jesus Christ. Yes, they do. Otherwise, they'll burn. Well, these guys are heretics, but this is what they believe in. And it's just so crazy. Here's the ex-mayor of New York City. God, as I stand before the Western Wall, I enjoin those of faith who stood here before me. No, we are not people of faith. We are Christians. It's not all the same. I love how the modern people look at religion. It's like a cafeteria. It's just all fake. So just pick whatever you want. Like, I'm going to be a Buddhist, and like, oh, well, I'm a Satanist. Oh, that's cool. And I'm a Christian, and so on. No, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. There's something called the truth, and the rest are false. But they like to say it's all, it's all relative. So you have these Christians kissing the wall of another religion. What the fuck is that? Okay, we live under the new covenant. Jesus Christ brought in the new covenant, and it's open to everyone, including Jews. It doesn't exclude Jewish people; they can accept the Savior. So that's Christianity. But to bow to idols like this Eric Adams is, I am so fucking tired of it. And because if you want to do it in your personal life, whatever. I try not to get into religion too much on my show, because I'm not here to preach. I have a lot of issues in my own life, so I'm not a pastor, right? That's not my calling. So I try to stay out of it, even though I know some theology. But when it gets into politics, when we have our leaders like groveling to idols, I was like, what the hell is this? And this is number one issue to me. If you're going to be groveling to another foreign country, fuck you. I'm not going to vote for you. This is where we have to be. And I really think this is what is defining so much what Fuentes has done and Tucker, because that is what's resonating. Not so much Fuentes race stuff, because everyone knows the race stuff is true by now. You'd have to be really stupid not to see it. Just go out in public. You can see there's differences between the races, right? And that's not really the issue. It's the whole, do we want a foreign lobby to control us? That's the number one issue. And a lot of people that aren't groypers but agree that no, we don't want that. And so this is a real civil war that's going on within the Republican Party. And then they're trying to silence people. And let's listen to Tucker real quick. It's just a 1 minute and 16 second clip here. I try to keep my clips not too long. So we'll just look at a little bit of these here. And let's listen to Tucker. Oh, Tucker's a neo-Nazi. It's funny how it happens. Oh, Fuentes is a neo-Nazi. Oh, now Tucker's a neo-Nazi. Even though Tucker says, no, I like Jewish people. I just don't know we have to spend all this money in Israel. Ah, neo-Nazi. Then they're like, Megyn Kelly, you need to denounce Tucker. And he goes, she said, no, I'm not going to denounce him. Ah, you're a neo-Nazi. Trump, you got to denounce Megyn for not denouncing Tucker, for not denouncing Fuentes. It's just real, forget it. You take your denouncement and shove it up your fucking ass. That is my attitude right now. I don't really give a fuck about your denouncing everyone. All right, let's listen to Tucker here. Hopefully I got this plugged in. Well, let's see here.
You want people to follow you? You want to sell your ideas to them? You want to convince them that what you're saying is true? Show some love for them. Demonstrate that you love them. You care about them. Why are we doing this? Because we think it's better for you. Shapiro and all of these guys, they don't make an effort to do that because they don't feel that way.
No, because their religion is not universalist. It's for their ethnokin. Now, there are some conversions, but it's very difficult. It's for their people. It's not like Christianity that's universal, like everyone could come in, the saving grace of Jesus Christ. Oh, no, that's not Judaism. That's not it at all. They are the chosen people. They are above other people. Separate set of rules for them. They're better than you.
At all. Shut up, cattle. You're a Nazi.
It's funny he said cattle, because in a lot of ways, that's how they look at it. Like, we're the cattle. And if you don't understand your place, you're an evil Nazi.
Give us the money for our preferred little country, or else we're going to denounce you. Man, those attitudes are incompatible with leadership and, in fact, with democracy itself. You can't have a country of 350 million people governed by boutique goals and concerns.
Well, you can if you have people that have a lot of power and ethnic tribalism. And if you control certain institutions, yeah, you can control people, even though you're an extreme minority.
Really care so much about this thing. And you better care about it too, or else I'm going to attack you and deplatform you. It doesn't work. It's illegitimate, actually. And if you keep it up, you're flirting with, real backlash, like a real one. Not Nick Fuentes, like a real one. So cool it. Listen to other people. Don't treat them like cattle. Treat them like human beings.
Yeah, but that's not their belief. And that's the problem, is that there's no... How can you debate this position, right? You can understand their point of view. How can you debate a position like, okay, we live in your country, but we have our own ethno-state, and it's just for our people. And oh, by the way, you got to fight wars for our people, and you got to fund us. Yep, you got to do that. And oh, by the way, you can't criticize us, otherwise we'll call you mean names and we'll destroy you. Oh, and you're not allowed to mention that we can destroy you if you criticize us, because that's a trope. So you better not do that. Otherwise, we're going to destroy you. So don't say we have the power to destroy you. Otherwise, we're going to fucking destroy you. That's what it is. How's that for a debate? There is no debate there. And it's a mask off moment. And we see this the whole time now. And did you see this? They actually, on X, what used to be called Twitter, when you have foreign languages, it comes with an automatic translation usually, which is really nice. By the way, I don't think translators are going to have a job in the future. Suppose they have devices now where you could just talk into your device and it automatically translates it into the language you want and back and forth. I would have loved that in Hungary. So I don't know why learn foreign languages now. There's no really need. But so they translated all languages, including Hebrew, and they had to shut it down because what they were saying in Hebrew was so hateful, they didn't want us to see it. They said, oh, no, we can't have them see this, because they're calling for the death of children. It is really, really crazy. And it's just nuts. And here's the mayor, the ex-mayor of New York. Let's take a look at him again. That's the guy that was kissing the wall. Let's just, here we go.
My male team are here in Israel, and as
What's his problem? He sounds, I'm talking like I'm a punch drunk boxer. He sounds like Muhammad Ali after he's fought for 20 years.
I finished, I wanted to come back here to Israel and let you know that I serve you as the mayor, but I want to continue.
No, why was he serving a foreign country as the mayor of New York City? I don't remember ever the mayor of Jerusalem or Tel Aviv coming to Fayetteville or coming to Washington D.C. and saying, "I serve you, the American people, as mayor of Tel Aviv. My first concern is to serve you. Oh, and guess what? I'm going to go to one of your holy churches and I'm going to kiss the cross. I will kiss the cross." Yeah, good fucking day that will ever happen.
To
I mean, at least they have integrity. My God, these people that grovel so much, it's just so embarrassing because the mayor of Tel Aviv, whoever he is, would never do that, never defile his religion in such a manner or its people. But our people, oh boy, we're willing. As long as we get a few shekels or bars of silver, there we go.
have the title that's more important to me than anything. I'm your brother. Thank you.
So more and more groveling. I don't want anything to do with that. It's just really crazy. And I just want people that are going to represent the United States. Of course, Israel lobby's not taking this sitting down lightly. They are spending $150 million on social media, paying people to post in support of Israel. And so it's not all propaganda. There's a lot of there's a $7,000 club meme. I guess some people are being paid $7,000 for every time you post pro-Israel. You should come to me. I'll whore myself out. No, I won't. But it's just amazing how many people that do that. And this is who they've come after: Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. I have my problems with Candace. I think she's kind of crazy, but they're going after her because of the Israel thing. Thomas Massey, Fuentes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Megyn Kelly for refusing to kneel, and Matt Walsh. So good for them standing. And it's a huge thing. I think this is one of the big things that we're going through. Are we going to be an independent country or not? And no, it doesn't mean I hate Jews or Jews can't be in America. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we need to focus on America first. And all your, you're not spending money in my ethno state. Oh, so much hate in your heart. Fuck off. I am tired of that. People are tired of that. And that's where it is. So I don't know. I wish Fuentes well in that. He's coming up against very powerful forces. In fact, they were just announcing CBS has a new lead. Let me see. What's her name? I want to say Weiss, something like this. Let me just take a look at this. And it's funny because she's going, Barry Weiss. She's going to be in charge of the CNN and new CBS chief. Yeah. And so that's good. And she happens to be Jewish. That's good. I'm glad we have we have a Jewish person in the media. It's long overdue, long overdue. And she's going to fight anti-Semitic tropes. I can guess it already. You're going to have a lot more sitcoms where, let me guess, where the dumb guy is a white guy, right? And the evil villain is a white guy. I get it. And the smart scientist, intellectual is a black guy, right? And then you have the girl boss that takes charge. Yeah, okay. And then you have the fabulous gay couple that with a heart of gold. Okay, yeah, make more of those fucking programs. See how that works out for you, Barry Weiss. I love to see that. Go ahead, do that. So anyway, that's what they're trying to do. And they do have a lot of money. So I mean, we got the people, they got the money. And that's the situation right now. In some ways, though, I almost have the metaphor, is it, or analogy? Metaphor of like I had this other day. I was driving to the doctor's, whatever, and I live far from everything. I'm in the sticks, and we're trying to get a new refrigerator, and they wouldn't even deliver it to our house because it's so far out here. And I'm not going to go down that fucking hill. So anyway, but I had this this vision. It's like you see a lion tamer or big cat tamer, like tigers, and he just got that little whip, and you have all these tigers, and they're standing on little stools, these formerly proud lions, king of the jungle, right, of the savannah, and now they're just cowered, and this guy just has this little whip, but that little whip's not going to do shit if they should attack the guy, and there's a lot more of them. They just don't understand their power, and they're just being intimidated. And I think that's sort of a metaphor where we are, is a lot of our people have been so intimidated by the whip to stay in place that we refuse to stand up for our own people. And again, it doesn't mean hurting other people or attacking other people. It's just like, no, fuck you. Where do you get this idea? You get an ethno state, but we don't. And we're the source of all evil. And oh, you can't be criticized because your great grandparent was a miraculous survivor. Yeah, fuck that bullshit, right? Fuck that. We have a right to exist as everyone else. So do you, but don't have this double standard. We're not playing that anymore. But we're so scared of the whip. Oh, we'll call you a mean name. We'll call you a mean name. And I think people are getting tired of that. And we're not playing the disavow game anymore. We're not playing the apology game. Oh, I'm so sorry if the words I said hurt you. Yeah, it doesn't. The words don't hurt them. They just use them as weapons. We're not playing that game anymore. All right. This is kind of related. Epstein, all those files, I guess, are coming out, maybe. And I said this because I don't know if they're still all going to come out. Trump, he really fumbled the ball on this. Before the election, he was pro releasing the Epstein files, but then after the election, all of a sudden he didn't want to release them all, or they did release some, but it was all redacted. Remember that? All those social media influencers say, we got the files. They're dancing for a photo op. Then you look at everything's redacted, blacked out. And so finally, Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene, other people wanted the files released. And Trump melted down, called Marjorie Taylor Greene you're not green, you're brown. And he had like this real boomer moment. No, you're a traitor. What's a traitor? You just want to release these files. And no one could understand that. And then when it became clear Trump was going to lose and they were going to vote anyway, he decided to get ahead of it and said, oh, I'm for it. Now, I think there was really two possibilities why he didn't want the files released. One possibility was he was implicated in the files, which I don't believe, because Trump has a lot of issues. Yeah, he likes to cheat with women. It's clear, but I don't think he likes underage women. There's been no evidence of that. And by the way, if there was evidence of that, the Biden administration would have released the files showing that. I mean, they're doing everything dirty, right? If they were going to do a Russian hoax, if they had actual evidence of him being with Epstein with underage girls, they would have released it. So that's not likely. So why was Trump reluctant to release it? Well, let me give you my theory here. And because they're very scared of people seeing something, it's kind of related to my last topic too. Here's Thomas Massey.
It's that simple.
Why do you think he is working so hard not to get them released for so many months? What do you think the real reason is?
These files implicate billionaires and friends of his and political donors that he's trying to protect. And Epstein also had close ties to our own intelligence agencies and Israel's intelligence agencies. That's why there's so much effort in trying to stop this. And I do believe they'll try to stop it somewhere else. And that's going to backfire on them too.
Yeah. And Pam Bondi has already said they're probably going to redact stuff that's in the national security interest. It's like, what is it having sex with underage girls? What has that got to do with national security, right? First, Trump was calling it a hoax, but now this hoax is a danger to our national security. What is that? That doesn't make any sense. What it is, why they consider it a danger of a national security, because our country is controlled by Israel and they don't want to embarrass Israel. That Israel, our tax dollars go to Israel. They were using our tax dollars to run a blackmailing operation to further control people that they couldn't bribe. So most people they can just bribe through AIPAC, give them like Tom Cotton, hey Tom, and Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz and all those losers that have sold out their country. Yeah, but some people, if they don't do that, plan B is, oh, I know, let's get them fucking an underage girl on video. And then we got them by the balls. So that was plan B. And so that was the whole Epstein thing. So Epstein just didn't decide magically. It's like, where the hell did Epstein get all his money? That was all a mystery. And why did he have all these close ties to Israel? And as Massey's saying, he had ties, obviously, to Israeli intelligence. I think he was working for Mossad. That was his job. And that is what they're trying to hide. That is what they don't want you to see, because, we can't embarrass our best little friends. Because what will the American cattle think if they see that, or their best little friends were running a blackmail operation with underage girls? That doesn't look so good. Now, I'm sure the Christian Zionists would somehow support that. Yeah, Jesus loves molesting little children if it's for them. But most people would be horrified for that. So that is why they are not releasing the Epstein files. Now, they are releasing it, but Pam Bondi, they're going to probably retract, I think, a lot. So we got to take a look at this. And let's look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not the brightest lady, but she is pretty forthright. I do like her recently. So let's listen to her.
That's what we did by fighting so hard against the most powerful people in the world, even the President of the United States, in order to make this vote happen today. I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free.
Yeah, Trump, he has a lot of, again, I'm happy Trump is in, but let's just be honest about it. Trump is not loyal to anyone. He expects loyalty, but if you give him loyalty even for years, he's like, yeah, fuck you. If he thinks he can get a better deal from someone else. I've seen it so many times. He doesn't reciprocate at all.
I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition.
Yeah, and it didn't hit. See, the Trump's narrative didn't even make sense. His narrative was, it's just a hoax. And well, what does that even mean? What does it even mean it's a hoax? I know certain things that are hoaxes, but like COVID. But what does it mean? What do you mean by hoax? He was never involved with the child trafficking. He was convicted of it. What the fuck do you mean? And if it is, well, just release all the information. What do you care? If it's nothing, it's like, yeah, you guys are looking for something. There's nothing there. Yeah, release it. I don't give a shit. You're not going to find anything, right? And then all of a sudden now, we can't release everything because it's national security. Really? A hoax somehow is related to national security. Okay.
I'll tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries.
Yeah, I hear that, Tom Cotton. Hear that, Lindsey Graham. Hear that, Ted Cruz. Yeah, if you're taking money from a foreign country, fuck you. You're a traitor.
And themselves.
Oh, and don't give me this bullshit. Oh, AIPAC's not a foreign country. They're the American citizens. Yeah, they're dual citizens. They're not Americans. I mean, come on. Let's not play that little game. We all know what it is. But legally, technically, they're American citizens. Adelson, even though she's born in Israel, she's technically also an American citizen. Yeah. We're done playing that game.
A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me.
So good for Marjorie Taylor Greene on that. But yeah, so that was the news. So the Epstein files that came out. All right, let's see. The big thing too now, another hoax. Speaking of hoaxes and lies, remember how we've always been told, Ukraine is losing or winning. They're winning. Russia's losing. All their men are dying. 6 billion Russians die every day. They don't even have any weapons. They're fighting with shovels. Putin is dying of cancer. They said that 4 years ago. It's all over. And it's just all bullshit propaganda. And finally, reality's hitting. Ukraine's getting their asses kicked on the front. They're losing all up and down the front. They're losing the battles. And there's a lot of YouTube channels that go over the battles in detail. This isn't my channel to do that. Those guys already do a good job with that. But so if you want to get into the details, but just recently, a key town, right? Zelensky, this is a little son of a bitch liar. And there's this Pokrovsk, I think was the name of the town. Oh no, that's just Russian propaganda that they're about to take up. Russian propaganda is secure. He's like a whole bad dag Bob, right? Week later, it falls. It's like, what the hell? Meanwhile, one of the top Ukrainian defense ministers, he like left the country. He's like, fuck this. He went to Istanbul, then he went to UAE to deposit your tax dollars, right? Because these fuckers, they're all corrupt. They take your tax dollars, they're putting in the bank so they can live a great life, right? All the poor Ukrainians, they're dying horribly to Russian drones and artillery. Not these people, man. They're either fleeing off to the Middle East, or a lot of them are fleeing to Israel. And so this guy, I guess he's gone. He just took off. And there's a couple others that have defected. And there's rumors now, one of the top guys is with it being interviewed by the FBI, and he's willing to testify if we give him asylum. Because a lot of the money we sent over there, you understand, a lot of that money didn't go to building defenses. I don't think we should have sent any money in the first place. But if we did send money, you think there'd be controls like, are you spending this money on building like trenches? And they're like, yeah, fuck no. We're skimming this money for ourselves. I mean, they had like a gold-plated toilet, and some of these corrupt oligarchs over there. And you have to understand, Ukraine's like the poorest nation in Europe. And these corrupt officials like Zelensky and his henchmen, they were just skimming and skimming and skimming. I don't even think Zelensky's right now in the country. He's going around. Yeah, he's got the fuck out of Kiev. I don't know if he's ever going back. He's probably looking to head, get his suitcases for American dollars and head to Israel. You can't extradite me. My parents were the Holocaust survivor. So he's got your tax money, and that's probably where he's headed now. So things are really heating up in Ukraine. Ukraine is collapsing is what's happening. So let's just take a look at some of this, what's happening here.
There is a secret peace plan that has been pretty much there, hammered out between Russia and Steve Witkoff, the president's envoy on peace.
Steve Witkoff's a good guy. And what happened, and I'm not going to go through the whole history here, but you remember that meeting with Putin and Trump in Alaska? Prior to that meeting, Witkoff went to Putin, Russia, and they were like, okay, what can we do to get an agreement? And part of the agreement that they wanted to decide to have a ceasefire is the Donbass region, which was the whole point of this war, because Donbass in the eastern part of Ukraine, it's ethnically Russian. The people voted to be part of Russia. I mean, the Ukrainians said the vote wasn't good, whatever, but that was the reason for the war. So this whole idea that Russia wants to take over the world, they want to kill everyone that doesn't have blue eyes, just like Hitler. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I don't even think Russia wants all of Ukraine. They always talked about the Donbass region. So it was like, well, okay, you get the Donbass, and then we'll just stop the war. But Zelensky and the Europeans, they didn't want that to happen, because as I said many times, the Project Ukraine was this big neocon project for the whole one world government. All these color revolutions with Soros. That's what started this whole thing in 2014, was a fucking Soros coup funded by Soros, in the United States, Victoria Nuland, yes, she is, and like Soros, and they funded this coup and overthrew the elected leader of Ukraine and put in our little puppet. They hated Russians. That's what started the whole bullshit. Then civil war broke out since 2014. Then Russia invaded in 2022 on behalf of what the Ukrainians called the separatists. And that's what happened there. So they met in Alaska, and with Trump, they had a deal hammered out. And Trump was all happy. Remember that? But then Trump, because he's Trump, he's a boomer, he's easily influenced. He talked to the Europeans and Zelensky, and then he changed his mind again and flip-flop and decided to go hard on Russia. And then he came up with these wild stories. Well, hey, actually, Ukraine's winning. That's what Zelensky told me. I'm like, don't you get your own information? Don't we have satellite information? Don't you follow just any basic news like anyone on the internet can follow? Ukraine's not winning. They're losing. They're getting their asses kicked. It's not even close. And, no, it's a stalemate. No, it's not a fucking stalemate. They're getting killed. But Trump went full boomer and just thought that Ukraine was winning. We just got to put sanctions on countries. You can't trade with Russia. We'll put a sanction on you. Hear that, India? Hear that, China? China said, no, you put sanction on us. Fuck you, American. Fuck you, round eye. No rare earths for you. So that ended that really quick. But that was the whole point. So they had an agreement. They tentatively agreed on in Alaska, but then Trump, because he's a boomer flip-flopper, flip-flopped on that. But I look now, I would imagine Trump's pissed off because Zelensky's made him look like a clown. And now Trump is like, well, maybe this little Zelensky character is not like the most honest character out there, right? Yeah, shocker.
Ukraine has not been involved in these talks, and it is only today it sounds like that they're going to start getting involved in this negotiation. That's a really big deal, Dasha. This felt like it was stalled. It felt like it was going nowhere. And suddenly, well, you've been talking to your sources last night. How close are we to actually something concrete happening here?
Yeah, I mean, this is remarkable. Just weeks ago, there was speculation of whether or not the president was going to get sick and tired of this and walk away altogether because he made so much progress in so many other parts of the world in these peace negotiations. And this was just a nut he couldn't crack. Well, it's cracking. The dam is breaking, whatever metaphor.
Well, it's breaking because Russia is winning. So at this point, and see, this is going to be the hard point because why does Russia need to negotiate? Because beforehand, Russia controlled most of the Donbass, but it's like, okay, if Ukraine, you agree to get out of the rest of the Donbass, we'll have a peace settlement. Ukraine's like, no, fuck you, we're not getting out. And well, now Russia's like, well, we don't really care. We'll just remove you by force. And we're doing that now quite easily. The Ukrainian defenses are crumbling. So, once you're losing, it'd be like my metaphor I use, you're playing chess. And if it's real close, someone offers you a draw, maybe you accept it. But if all of a sudden they're kicking your ass, you're like, oh, well, mate, wait a minute. Yeah, I lost some key pieces there. You're really up in material. I'll take that draw now. It's like, yeah. You had your chance for the draw. I'm not taking the draw now.
You want to use. Suddenly, there was a ton of movement here. I've been speaking to my sources. One senior White House official is telling me that they are expecting the beginning of the end of this conflict between Russia and Ukraine to come as soon as this week. At the latest, they're saying next week. That is the belief right now in the White House is within.
I don't know. And we'll talk about this. I'm skeptical. Trump always likes to oversell things and then he doesn't deliver. I'm very skeptical, but we'll see.
In the next 2 weeks, we won't necessarily have a peace deal signed, but we will have at least a framework of a peace deal and have both Russia and Ukraine, Putin and Zelensky on board here. Now, this source confirmed the Axios reporting that you just outlined, Jack, and said that right now, Steve Witkoff is in talks with the Ukrainians and is trying to get them on board with this.
All right, just a little context of what's happening here. And we'll probably get more information. This is becoming very dynamic. To this work because Zelensky will never agree to this unless he gets immunity and he's able to get his ass out of Ukraine to Israel with your tax dollars. Because he'll be killed by the right wingers in Ukraine if he makes a deal. So the only way this is going to work, and it sounds like the Trump administration is taking this approach, is like, hey, little midget, come here. We're not asking for your approval. You understand that, little bitch boy? No, we're not asking that anymore. This is how it's going to be. You're going to accept this deal, or, hey, bad things may happen to you, and we'll find someone that will work with the Russians. No, I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying it would be a shame if something should happen to you. We definitely don't want that to happen. But, if you're not going to play ball, that's the way it's going to be. And from what I'm hearing behind the scenes from sources, rumors, and I don't know if this is true, a lot of the commentators that I respect that have been right, basically, Trump is pissed off because Zelensky lied to him. And there's been back channels where the Trump administration went to the Russians and basically said, oh, okay, I mean, you're kicking ass in Ukraine. We agree what we agreed to in Alaska. And I know Zelensky beforehand refused it. But yeah, fuck him. We're going to go forward with that. Don't worry about that little midget. And they're going to go forward in that way. I don't know if that will happen. That's a rumor. But some credence to it is supposedly, because Zelensky doesn't want to go back to Ukraine anymore because they have a huge corruption scandal going there because they've stole billions of our millions, hundreds of millions of our dollars, maybe billions. And it's implicated a lot of people. Some have already fled Ukraine. The rats are fleeing the sinking ship now. And the big rat, or I guess he's a midget rat, but is Zelensky. He's not even in Ukraine. He's just been doing the road trip across Europe. I don't know. He's delusional. And Witkoff is not meeting them in Kiev. You think Witkoff would go to Kiev to meet with him, and they're like, "No, little bitch, you're coming to Istanbul. They're like summoning him. Like, okay, you're coming here. We're not going to your country. You're coming to a NATO country, Turkey, and I have a feeling they're not really. It's not going to be a point for discussion. It's going to be okay, Zelensky. This is the plan. This is what you're going to agree to. Otherwise, yeah, good luck. Good luck. You better update your will or you better flee to Israel now. So I think that is what is happening at this point. And there's some military authorities that are supposedly going to Kiev to try to figure out what's the situation going on. Military, I mean U.S. military. So I think because of the crumbling in the Donbass and how the Ukrainians are losing big time now, the writing's on the wall, especially since Zelensky's been lying about all this. So this is huge. I don't know if we'll, supposedly the unconfirmed sources, and this was mainstream reporting, they're like, oh, but Starmer and Macron and all those European bitches, they won't agree to this. And basically the American policies, they can go fuck themselves and we don't care. So I don't know if this will happen. I hope it does happen. I want to see this war end. I don't want to see all the Ukrainians killed. It's been a slaughter, both to the Russians and the Ukrainians. It's just, to me, it was a very simple solution from the beginning. Allow the people on Donbass to vote. If you don't think the vote is secure, then monitor it, but allow them to decide if they want to live in Ukraine or Russia. But now that won't work. So we've been into this whole spiel now, bloody war for going on 4 years in February. So hopefully this can be resolved. I'm skeptical though, because again, Russia's winning on the battlefield. They don't really have to make concessions. And because Trump kind of double crossed them in Alaska, I think Russians are going to want more of a guarantee that he doesn't do that again. So Trump is on board with this plan, but what will happen when Starmer talks to him, or that girl boss, Ursula, or whatever her name is, and Zelensky, will Trump do his boomer flip-flop again? I don't know. So the Russians are probably going to be very skeptical of what happens there. All right. All right. It's been a good update today. It's good to be back. And be sure to like and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.